Ready, Lance?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right.
No Lance.
I'd like to call to order the November 28th, 2017 Board of Adjustments meeting. I'd like to start off with a roll call of members. I'm the chairman, Brandon Bennett, present. Mr. Devin Graham.
Present.
Mr. Stephen Joffrion.
Present.
Ms. Darla Harris.
Present.
Mr. Eddie Kraft.
Present.
And Mr. Willie Robinson and Ms. Heather Sharon are absent tonight. At this time, I'd like to open up the floor for public comments, either for or against anything for the Board of Adjustments. Anyone please come forward. All right, closing public comment periods. Can I get an acceptance of minutes for the September 26, 2017 meeting?
Motion.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Devon, second by Mr. Stephen. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Can I get acceptance for the written decisions for the September 26, 2017 meeting?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Stephen,
Second.
second by Ms. Darla. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now I'd like to open it up for a public hearing. First one is zoning review ID PZ 1477.17, Lot 30 for Seven Oaks. It's the first filing at Oak Lane Farm for Michael and Belinda Wagasback. This is located on the south side of Seven Oaks, approximately 800 feet west of Randy Court, to request a variance of the Ascension Parish Developmental Code, Section 17-2073, site requirement, purpose and intent, setback, and yard requirements. Do we have anybody here to speak on the matter? All right.
Wagasback. This is not Belinda Wagasback. This is Todd Boo, my contractor, and I'll pretty much turn it over to him, I think.
All right.
So we're requesting the variance for small encroachment of the corner of the build, the RV storage into,
Can you please speak in the microphone, sir?
yes. Better? All right. So, building RV storage and looking, there's a corner point of the storage that is gonna be slightly encroaching the rear of the lot. It's around 12 inches clear of the city servitude.
12 inches?
Yes, sir. Clear of the servitude. It's
Okay.
There's a 7.5 foot on both sides of the property line servitude, and it's a 20 foot from the property line neighborhood
Okay.
marker, and it's encroaching that 20 foot.
So y'all are going to be, what, 8 feet from the rear, so would be asking for a 12-foot variance, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Anybody have any questions? All right. Well, I'd like to open it up for public comment period. Nobody? All right. Closing public comment period. We have any discussion? Any more questions for him? Anything?
I think my favorite, there's no drainage or anything back there? No servitudes for drainage, or is it just a 20-foot setback to parish overlaid?
There's a 20-foot setback, and there's a 7.5-foot drainage servitude along the rear. I don't think there's any ditch or anything back there, though.
Okay.
It looks like they got a home, other home
Yeah.
behind it.
So the whole, it's just a little corner of the shed encroaching on the
Correct.
servitude, right?
Yes, sir.
Not the whole,
Not the whole building.
whole back end of the building. or
Just
nothing.
a 10-foot little piece, maybe.
Okay.
So I'm guessing that's really the hardship, is just where the existing pool house is, according to the map. Okay.
Yes.
And there's no reason why it can't be pushed up a little bit to get outside of that?
Currently, the design has it pushed up as far as it can go. The length of it that needs to house the RV is part of what's causing us to encroach as far as we are. So if it were general storage or something, I'm sure we could shave some off of it, but we kind of need that 50 foot.
So you gotta go get a smaller RV, is what it sounds like.
We keep moving up, and we want to match that pool house. I mean, the pool house it's attached to. Make it look really good. It's going to be brick. It's going to be all the architectural requirements of the subdivision also. So, and this had a lot of room back there. It's just, but
The way the property's orientated on the lot is what's causing it to encroach like it is.
Okay.
If it was squared up to the property, I don't think it would be an issue.
Okay. Do I hear a motion? Any more questions, discussion?
I make a motion to accept, as written.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Stephen Joffrion,
I'll second it.
second by Ms. Darla Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so the next one is zoning review IDPZ 1478.17 for lot B1 of the Ovid. Am I saying that correctly? Ovid? I had it right. J. Burns subdivision for Curtis Ford, located on the east side of Joseph Ario Road, approximately 500 feet south of LA Highway 42, to request a variance of the Ascension Parish Developmental Code, Section 17-2073, site requirement, purpose, and intent, setback, and yardage requirements. Do we have anybody here to speak on the matter? What's your name, sir?
Curtis Ford.
All right.
I'm requesting a variance of 15 feet instead of the 20 feet from the back property line. By pushing it back 15 feet, I'm building a metal building. I'll be able to access my backyard. If it comes any further up to 20 feet, I have a big tree in the way. I wouldn't be able to get to my big yard, my yard. If I put the metal building the other way, I have two huge trees that I would have to cut down. So I'm just requesting a variance of 15 feet.
Okay.
Is the variance 5 feet or 15 feet?
Yeah. Or no. I think it's the variance being requested is 5 feet.
It's 5
Yeah.
feet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the side of the
From the s-
property.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just the side is where you'd be encroaching on the.
No,
It's
it's
the
my
both?
back.
The rear, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
the
sorry,
rear.
That's what I meant. Okay.
Yeah, he's not encroaching on the side.
Yeah, I was thinking opposite.
So he's only looking for a 5-foot.
5-foot
yeah.
variance, yeah.
Not 15.
Yeah, I read it different. Okay, anybody have any questions?
No.
All right, I'd like to open it up for public comment period at this time. Anybody have any? No? All right, closing public comment period. Do you have any more questions? Any discussion? Do I hear a motion?
Just
Make a
real-
motion to accept the 5 feet variance.
I have a motion to accept by Ms. Darla Harris,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Eddie Krass. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I would like to open up our zoning review IDPZ 1502.17, Lot 11 of Maple Grove subdivision for Richard Johnson. This is located on the south side of Maple Grove Drive, approximately 1,100 feet west of Stevens Road, to request a variance of the Ascension Parish Developmental Code, Section 17-2073, site requirement, purpose and intent, setback, and yards requirement. Do you have anybody here to speak on the matter?
I, Richard Johnson. I'm also requesting a variance for roughly around 5 foot from the edge of the property line to build my shop. The intent for the shop is to supply my bay boat and my camper as well. And with the 10-foot setback, it kind of makes the driveway kind of kick off to the right a little bit. And I just would like for it to be as straight line as possible to keep it as easy as possible to back the boat and the campers in.
So I had a question on this one. It seems like this is a new development.
It is.
Correct. The driveway and stuff, is that encroaching on any kind of servitudes or anything? Okay. So is the proposed slab and everything, that's all, I'm guessing those plans have been already finalized and
Correct.
stuff? So whenever y'all drew these plans, were these servitudes, were y'all aware of these lines?
We were, and I have since readjusted the plans to accommodate the servitude because my architect didn't do it. And I didn't notice it until after the fact either. But then the point was I wanted the straight line there, and I requested to have a straight, my driveway be straight back to the shop. And then after we met with Mr. Mark informed us that it'd have to be a setback of 10 foot also instead of the 5 foot.
Okay, I got you. And so I'm guessing your architect wasn't aware of this, or they just something they overlooked?
I think it's something you overlooked.
That's on rural lands? I thought that was, mid-intense over there. That's Ingram's new development, right? Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
It's RM. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
All right, anybody have any questions? Okay. I'd like to open it up for public comment period. Do we have anybody? No? Okay. Closing public comment period. Do you have any more questions, anything? My only concern was, it was what I said originally, is that it's a new development, and I guess from the architect standpoint, I mean, they overlooked the fact that with the servitudes, you obviously were in line on the left side of your property, but then,
Well, actually, we had to make a change on that too, because he set it, the actual slab at 10 foot as well, so we had to set it back to 11 foot because of the overhang, so
okay,
actually, it was a mistake on both sides. But
okay.
And Brandon, just to clarify something you said earlier, and Lance, can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but a driveway doesn't encroach into a servitude.
Correct.
Okay.
It's just an immovable building.
Just the building?
Yeah. So
Okay.
a driveway can be up to the property line.
Oh, really? Okay, thank you.
So is there any way, I mean, have you thought about making the building not as wide so you could not have the variance?
No, ma'am, because I really need, because I have to park like I said, because of the HOAs in the neighborhood, I have to park my bay boat as well as my shop, and I need 30-foot wide. So I can't go any
And
smaller.
you can't move it over?
I can move it over, yes, ma'am. That's kind of what we did, but it would, like I said, would make the driveway. I have a new drawing, I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah, we have a overhead.
you see the way it would just kick everything over. That would give it the actual 11-foot variance with the foot overhang, which I don't think it'd be that much on the shop. It should just only be a gutter, but I told him to go ahead and put it at 11 foot. It's a lot of cosmetic as well. I just like the straight line I would like for that, but also I do think it would encroach me a little bit when I'm backing in. It would make it a little bit difficult. I don't want to clip my house. Not that I would, but I would like for it to be a straight line if possible.
Because that's a different one.
Yeah, that is different. That
Let
must-
me ask you a question, because this one doesn't seem like you would need a variance, right?
No.
Yeah, that's no variance.
That is
This
correct.
is not
This
what
is-
you're presenting.
No.
This is what I went ahead and redid it because Mr. Mark asked me to, but I prefer the one that I submitted
I
is
got you.
the
Okay,
5 foot.
Just make it clear so they understand.
Sure.
Okay.
On the adjacent lot, is there anything there yet or no?
Nothing.
Okay.
Is it sold yet, do you know?
Is it sold?
It is sold, and I did
Okay.
put the name and the number of the people who bought the property.
Okay, that's fine.
I have not met those people, but I did find out through Chris. He told me who bought it.
And is your home right now being built, constructed in any way?
No,
or
I'm waiting to
Everything's
get
empty?
everything cleared before I start.
That's what I was thinking. I don't see the two.
With the,
Yeah.
the last variance we did, had a
Yeah, we did.
5-foot
We did.
side setback, and staff recommends to accept, so I'm gonna make a motion, we accept this one as well.
Okay, I have a motion to accept by Mr. Stephen Joffrion.
I'll second.
I have a second by Mr. Eddie Krass. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
I'll take opposition, just, I don't see a true hardship respectively, so.
Nay.
Nay? Okay, so do
Just go roll call.
roll call. All right, so I have a roll call. Ms. Darla Harris,
Nay.
Mr. Stephen Joffrion,
Yes.
Mr. Devin Graham,
Nay.
Mr. Eddie Krass.
Yes.
So I'm guessing I'm the decide. I say nay.
All right, so that motion fails. Now somebody needs to make an alternative
Okay.
motion.
So that motion fails. An alternate motion would be based,
Somebody needs to make one.
I'll make a motion to deny as written, being that I don't see a true hardship. It's clearly a possible way to do it, so.
okay, so I have a motion to deny by Mr. Devin Graham,
I'll second it.
second by Ms. Darla Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
So I have opposition.
Nay.
No.
Go roll call.
And you'll break the tie.
Okay, so I'll break the tie and
Well, you gotta go roll.
okay, roll call. So roll call, Ms. Darla Harris,
Yay.
Mr. Stephen Joffrion,
Nay.
Mr. Devin Graham,
Yes.
Mr. Eddie Krass,
Nay.
and I'll say yes for the denial as written. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So the next one is zoning review ID PZ 1506.17, Lot A1 for Eric Siri. I'm saying that right? Swear. Located on the north side of Swamp Road, approximately 200 feet east of Swamp Road West, to request a variance of Ascension Parish Developmental Code, Section 17-2073, site requirement, purpose and intent, setback, and yard requirements. Do you have anybody here to speak on the matter?
Hi, I'm Eric Swear.
I'm sorry.
Hello, I'm Eric Swear. I'm here for a variance of 8 feet on the rear of the property. The site was actually an old homestead, so they have a bunch of live oaks that we're planting the 40s. I've pretty much cut down every possible tree that I can. I've worked with a local designer here, Swan Designs in Gonzales. Mr. Nix tried to manipulate in any which way the house and the shop. There is, the drainage servitude is actually on the rear of the rear property, not my property, so there is no drainage issues behind that, nor to the side. And there's just no way possible for me to be able to come in and turn around with the boat or trailer, which I want to be able to keep in the shop and not keep in the yard in conjunction with, you know, building the house. So that's what I'm presenting for.
Okay, it seems like you're, I'm sorry?
And I pretty much, I think on there, I don't know if you have copies of it, tried to put as much detail as possible in there.
Yes, sir, we do.
Okay.
So it seems the hardship, what was your hardship?
The hardship is that I'm unable to come in with like the boat or trailer and be able to actually turn around the property due to, I drew on there where the live oaks are. It just, I've worked it out on the ground. I've actually taken the truck, the boat. Mr. Nix come out there. We've tried to work out anything we can with that. So that's why I'm asking for that variance of 8 feet on the rear.
Okay. You have any questions? All right, I'd like to open it up for public comment period. Do we have anybody? No one signed up? All right, closing public comment period. Do you have any more questions, any discussion, any motion?
So, Eric, you hadn't built the house here yet?
No, sir.
Okay, all right.
No, sir.
What's at the rear of your property?
The,
See,
the rear of the property is,
another
there's a shed behind there for the rear house.
Is that gonna stay there, or will that be removed?
It's not my shed. That property behind me is, I'm sorry, is what I'm referring to.
Oh.
Mine has nothing on it. The old homestead, if maybe looking at an old plot plan, they had actually in that location right there, an old dog grooming block building that I had to take down. And then they had a house that had burnt down to the right side of the property where I had to take both those slabs out and clean all that out.
Yeah, I see a bunch of dirt, so how must be what it
Is that right here?
Yeah, it's just a bunch of dirt then.
Okay.
Oh, if y'all are looking at a Google map,
Yeah.
okay, then there's a container that I've just put storage, like some, just my, equipment, trying to keep all my stuff locked up while we're working on the property.
Okay, I got you. And what, that other slab is what you were talking about as far as?
They had the previous 2 slabs on the property that I had to pull out.
Okay.
And clean up all that.
All right. Okay.
I've spoke with the neighbors. I don't have any opposition I know of. Spoke with them this past week.
Anybody have any more questions? Do I hear a motion?
Seeing that the house is not built yet, there's no way that you can arrange the building where you can come in at the front, on the side of it?
Do you see that circle drive on there, the way it ended up having to come through there, and they have that big tree that's off to the left side of the property, and then they have there's 3 large live oaks to the right side.
Lance, can he borrow your map?
Yeah, I was about to say, the satellite shows them dead trees.
Yeah, I don't know what time of year, because look at all these.
Yeah.
Maybe taking in the fall. There you go. Go up, yeah, go up a little bit.
Okay, so we're looking at that container that's sitting on the rear of the property right there. And then just, I have some old cypress I'm used to build the house with. That's underneath the tarp in that left corner right there. But they have that tree right. My finger shows up on here. Right here. Then they have the live oaks on that go back on the right side of the property. I mean, what happens is those mature trees just really create an issue in trying to build the site with the shop and the house. That's why I've worked with Swan Designs, trying to work out something.
So y'all have worked I guess y'all have done everything.
We played it around, turned it around, tried to widen it, trying to just do different things with it, and be able to pull in and, like I said, turn around and.
Okay. And your intent also obviously is to keep the oak trees.
I want to be able to keep the oak trees, the live oaks. It's really pretty stately when you look at it from the street the way it is. You know, I've cleaned this up quite a bit from what it was. If you've seen any previous things, it was an eyesore on Swamp Road that I picked up in a foreclosure, and just trying to build a real nice home on the right side with the storage building, which I want a brick in the front and everything.
Oh, directly behind this, your neighbor's got, I guess, a neighbor with a tin roof. What is the building that's directly behind this?
The building behind this?
Yes, sir. Is that another home, residence, or is that a shop?
It's supposed to be a shop, but we're
Supposed to be
not
a
going
shop?
to get into that, I guess.
Yes, sir.
That's
I
what it's
see the
supposed to be.
lean-to and all that.
I've lived on Swamp Road since '99. I
Yes,
lived
sir.
in Carlino Place, moved out of there recently, and I know that was built as a shop.
Yes, sir.
Right there to the rear.
I'm just asking to make sure it's not a residence or anything. That's a safety issue. We'll let somebody else make a motion on this one.
I hear a motion. Any more discussion?
Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna go conservative. I don't see a hardship truly. I mean, you can shorten the shed by 8
It's
feet.
just,
So I'm just saying, I'll make a motion to deny as written.
I just won't be able to put the length of the boat in there
Yes, sir.
with that.
Yes, sir. I
And be able to
understand.
actually pull it in, otherwise I'm gonna have to come off of Swamp Road to be able to try to back it up all the way down the driveway.
Yes, sir. I understand.
I have a motion to deny by Mr. Devin Graham.
I'll second.
The second by Mr. Eddie Krass. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition?
Nay.
All right, I have a nay by Mr. Stephen Joffrion, so we'll do a roll call. Ms. Darla Harris,
I'm
are you for? So, yay.
for the denial, yes.
So I have a yay by Ms. Darla Harris, Mr. Stephen Joffrion,
Nay.
nay by Mr. Stephen Joffrion, Mr. Devin Graham,
Yay.
yay, Mr. Eddie Krass.
Yay.
Okay, sorry that the motion has been denied.
That's it, huh?
All right, do I have any old business? Any new business?
No, sir.
All right, I do apologize for being late. My wife is almost officially done with her master's, so I want to give her congratulations if you are watching. So, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Stephen Joffrion,
Second.
second by Ms. Darla Harris. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank y'all.